Hey, Sensei, are you meditating? I was. Oh, sorry. Are you upset? No, my child. I never get angry because I have inner peace. We'll see about that. Hey, did you buy tickets for SawCon? What is SawCon? SawCon these. Oh, I remember now. Is it for people with ligma? No? What's ligma? No, wait! Ligma. If my face looked like yours, I would sue my parents. That's funny because when your parents dropped you off at the temple, they got a fine for littering. It's true. Hey, I've been kind of a jerk lately, so I made you an apology video. Wow, that's very mature of you. Thank you. Hi, Sensei. I'm sorry for... Hey, Sensei, are you meditating? I was. Oh, sorry. Are you upset? No, my child. I never get angry because I have inner peace. We'll see about that. Well, so you're the spy, huh? Real classy. Who do you work for, huh? It's a secret. Canada? Yes. We know you had a partner. Where is he? Not telling you. We'll see about that. Here, have a drink. That was truth serum. Now, where is your partner? With my parents. And where does your parents live? With me. And where do you live? With my parents. Okay, let's try something more specific. What state is he in? I would imagine the state of fear and anxiety. Alright, I'm done. Bring her in. Grandma? You know, back in my day, no, we used to walk 10 miles uphill both ways. Can I friend you on Facebook? Be strong, she's your grandma. What the? Oh, not that. You did this to yourself. What are you gonna do with this? I'm gonna play a song on repeat until you talk. Trust me, there's nothing you can play that's gonna make me. No! Well.
My heart and sword, always for Demacia.
So, a topic that I see brought up a lot is sometimes considered a plot hole, and even though it's not, it does involve a hole. It has to do with the original, the very first page of the Berserk manga, because, as with its epic storytelling, its deep themes of trauma and despair, and as introspective as Berserk gets with its characters as the story goes on, one would never know when picking up volume 1 of the manga and opening it to its very first page. You know, the page where our protagonist Guts is balls deep in a demon apostle, right before she transforms into her full apostle. Guts is balls deep in a demon apostle, right before
This world needs hope.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
Demacia marches as one. Fear not, I'm coming.
Minions have spawned.
Never forget why we fight. Our courage must never waver. the king's be bold, be just. For Demacia. Fight for those who cannot. I will not falter!
First blood. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I stand ready. Faith in yourself. Charge! I bring justice.
You have slain an enemy. You have been slain.
This world needs hope.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Victory awaits. I will not falter. Our We are the vanguard.
You have been slain.
Demacia marches as one. Fear not, I'm coming. never forget why we fight.
Shut down.
Never waver.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Pour Demacia. We
You have been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I stand ready. Keep faith in yourself. I bring
An enemy has been slain.
protect our land. Fear is the curse of many. This world needs hope. Our deeds shape the future. Demacia marches as one. Fear not, I'm coming.
An ally has been slain.
I will not falter! Never forget why we fight.
Shut down.
Never waver. I will fight as long as I can.
Turret plating will soon fall.
King's name.
Shut down.
Be bold. Be just.
Shut down.
Pour onward.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy killing spree. Shut down. Shut down.
For Demacia.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
And ready.
An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Never forget why we fight. In the king's name. I will not falter! Vile scourge! Break their ranks!
You have been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Justice, by law or by forge onward! For democracy!
An ally has been slain.
We fight for those who cannot.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. You have been slain. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain. Shut down. Aced. Executed. Defeat.
Or she transforms into her full apostle form, assuming she has seduced and trapped Guts, where he cannot escape, only to find out that Guts was. She transforms into her apostle, right is balls deep in a demon apostle, right before she transforms into her full apostle form, assuming she has seduced and trapped Guts, where he cannot escape, only to find out that Guts was readying his cannon, the cannon on his arm anyway, not in his pants, to blast a huge load right into her mouth. But in retrospect of finishing the story, this opening scene seems very confusing to some people, mostly because when beginning the story, you have no idea who Guts is, but as you read through the Golden Age arc and realize specific things about him, as in his disdain to being touched by others due to intense childhood abuse, and also his love and commitment to Casca, it does beg the question, why would Guts, even to kill an apostle, allow himself to basically lay the pipe a little bit beforehand? And look, I'm sure all of us guys can relate to throwing down with a demonic chick that we seriously regretted later on. But this discussion is brought up often enough that I figure I would put my 2 cents in on the scene and explain why I do believe that it does make sense to the story and doesn't really contradict anything. First and foremost, though, we need to look at the first chapter and the opening scene from an outside perspective. What I mean is take yourself out of the story for a moment and look at it from a consumer standpoint. There is a bigger reason why Berserk starts the way it does that doesn't have anything to do with the narrative. Kentaro Miura knew that he was going to craft a dark, brutal seinen manga aimed at adults that was going to contain a lot of subject matter that was going to be off-putting to many people. The kind of story that wasn't going to be afraid to delve into deeper topics and themes including sex, assault, and violence, and the repercussions of all of that. So instead of springing it on the reader a few chapters in, I do believe that this first page exists as a deterrent for anybody who is not ready to experience Berserk. It is letting you know right away, without pulling any punches, that this manga is adult. There's sex, there's demons, there's violence, and it's all on display as the very first thing that you see. This leads the reader to decide for themselves if they even want to enter this world, if they want to choose to continue, and what exactly it is they should be expecting if they want to move forward. Also, starting your manga with a provocative image is going to make an entire other group of people want to read it much more, just to see how wild this manga is going to get. Keep in mind too that this was the end of the 80s. Miura was inspired by Devilman, Fist of the North Star, and various horror films, so this was the target that he was aiming for, and he decided to start his manga going, well, balls deep, and I respect him for that. We also have to take into account that at the time of starting Berserk, Miura didn't know Guts' entire backstory yet. He stated in interviews before that he didn't even know he was going to do the Band of the Hawk until partway through the Black Swordsman arc. And considering how many teases to future events there were in the Black Swordsman arc, such as the Demon Baby and many others, he eventually made them all tie into his overall story. But this just makes more of a creative writing challenge for Miura, and I think that he managed to stick the landing with virtually all of it, including the female apostle. But I can understand that after learning and showing more of Guts as a character, why it would leave people to think that this moment is so incredibly out of character. But that is kind of the point. Now, we don't need to go and recount the entire Golden Age story once again on this channel, but Guts goes through an incredible amount of development within that story. More than some protagonists do in their entire series, he does in just one arc. most notably in the two aspects that would affect the opening scene, him not wanting to be touched and him falling in love with Casca, and both go hand in hand. When it comes to physicality and sex, I'm going to get a little bit serious here in the video for a moment, but it took Guts' love for Casca, him being able to face that trauma of his childhood, and being able to open up to her and truly show his vulnerabilities to someone who didn't turn away from him after, but instead truly accepted him for all of what he was, that pain and that past suffering included. When Casca hugs Guts from behind here, in one of the most beautiful panels in the entire manga, she's breaking through a layer of comfortability within Guts that had not existed since his early childhood. Being able to sleep next to her, naked and vulnerable, and not have the anxiety of needing his sword next to him represented how Guts had overcome this, and even though the past will always be there and never be changed, he was able to move forward into a new paradigm, here with Casca by his side. Until all of that is ripped away in the most disgustingly brutal way possible, involving a betrayal of friendship, demonic massacre, killings of his comrades, and Casca being used for power and vengeance against him and being left a broken husk of her former self. Guts was destroyed from the inside out. All those years of progress were gone in an instant, and what was left was this burning hatred, rage, and desire to kill every single apostle, eventually trying to make his way back to the God Hand and to Griffith. Guts made a declaration of war, and the path that followed showed Guts siding with the side of himself that wanted carnage and pain. It was his coping mechanism to the insanity that was the eclipse. He left Casca to wander the earth in search of apostles to slay every last one of them, alone, away from those he couldn't mourn with, away from Casca, who reminded him of his humanity and love. The Guts we meet at the beginning of the manga is a Guts that spent 2 whole years absolutely isolated. No Casca, no Godo, no Ricker, not yet meeting Puck. Imagine keeping to yourself, stuck inside your head, no pleasure, no happiness, barely any sleep since he's attacked every night by demonic entities, and with one desire: to kill, at any means necessary. This is a very different Guts from the Wounds chapters. This is a Guts at his absolute lowest point, basked in pain and vengeance. Essentially, this is the closest that he's ever been to being just like the Skull Knight, only with the capability to feeling intense enjoyment in the killings that he was committing. Now, obviously, I'm not saying killing apostles is a bad thing. Of course, Guts is doing good here, but it's not about that. It's about what's happening to Guts as a person within his pursuit of that death. Guts actively enjoys harming and torturing the apostles as well, seen with the Snake Baron and again with the Count, stabbing his head over and over again. Guts has gone, well, berserk at this point. Part of the glee of his carnage is beating the apostles at their own game. So, bringing it back around, how does Miura make the female apostle scene make sense to the canon? Well, number one, he brings the female apostle into the Golden Age arc during the eclipse. She is the one who kills my boy Corcus, R.I.P. my man, missed that guy. But anyways, how does she do it? She does it by showing herself as a naked, beautiful woman, drawing him into her grasp before transforming and devouring him like a praying mantis. So we see that that is her method for killing, and it's probably the exact same way that she approached Guts. So Guts decides to play into her trap, giving her what she wants, but before she can transform, he busts out his arm cannon and blasts her in the face. The entire event probably took about 60 seconds. And I know a lot of fellas out there that only need 30 seconds to get the job done, and Guts is no different here. There is no sexual component when it comes to this apostle from Guts' point of view. Guts is playing the game and pulling out his trump card, effectively getting revenge for Corcus in the process. We begin the manga, page 1, with Guts at his absolute lowest and darkest point that he has ever been in his life and to this point in the manga. 2 years of isolation, obsessed with vengeance. He doesn't care about anything other than killing apostles and finding Griffith. And that is an all-consuming feeling, meaning he does not care at all that Casca might feel some type of way about him going to screw somebody else at this point. At this point, Guts probably didn't even know if he would ever see Casca again, and certainly had no idea she would ever even have the potential of being healed. She was effectively a lost cause at this point in his mind. He didn't care about being touched by the Apostle because for him it wasn't sexual, it was an act of war. He knew that he was going to blow her head off from the start. He would put up with anything in order to achieve his dream of that vengeance, and you have to understand that at this point in the story, nothing mattered to him. Look at the absolute hell that he put his body through during the Rosine fight, practically dying over just one Apostle kill. Why? Simply because she was an Apostle. That's it. Nothing else mattered. Same thing with the unnamed female Apostle at the beginning of the manga. He made her think that he fell into her trap only to kill her instead. Nothing more and nothing less. And if you for some reason have to ask, no, I don't think Guts came in this moment. So, is it strange? Yes, very. But if you think about Guts' mind state during the scene, the very fact that it is out of character is the point. It shows us just how far Guts has fallen, and Miura did a really good job, in my opinion, retroactively making this moment and many other moments of the Black Swordsman arc fit into the story. But anyways, guys, what do you think? Do you agree with me, or do you still think the opening page is too un-Guts-like?
The story begins as we meet a boy named Haru, who shut himself in after being bullied in high school.
Precision is the difference between a butcher and a surgeon.
The Isles will bloom again.
He stayed in his room for years, but one day, he is suddenly reincarnated by a goddess. Haru realizes he must have died, and the man refuses to talk, so Haru gets the skeletons to dig a hole, and he threatens to bury all of them alive. 300 years later, and Haru starts been miserable being stuck at the academy. Haru thinks that if he does terribly, it could be the perfect chance to get kicked out. We see
Treasures of the ages on sale now.
The water of life has come today.
First blood. Welcome to the Howling Abyss.
Watch the mortals stone themselves from here.
Minions have spawned. Aced. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Another blade stuck in my bark.
Enemy double kill. Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Killing spree. Ace. Shut down. Enemy triple kill. kill. An enemy has been slain. Quadra kill. Aced. Your team has destroyed a turret. Ace. An enemy has been slain. The enemy's inhibitor is respawned. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. You have been slain. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Shut down. An ally has been slain. Executed. An ally has been slain. Shut down. An ally has been slain. has disconnected. Victory!
See him sneaking around the academy, trying to avoid any social interaction, but he's caught by a professor named Polko. The professor guides him inside, taking him to a lecture room, and Haru thinks about what it's like to start at a new school, but this just makes him depressed. Haru is determined to fail at all costs, and the professor gives him his test.